Hello. It's Coach Maile Inouye with MaiTrainer.com. That's M-A-I, trainer.com. And I'm not on the Mai Trainer page right now, but I am on, I'm on my page. So I'm going to be getting on this page a little bit more often, and then sharing over to the Mai Trainer page. But you'll be able to find that, find information on the links below this, in the comment section of this video, to be able to find the Mai Trainer page. I just got done meeting with Jacob's teacher. It's the end of the year, and I've had a funny day. So today I must have looked pretty scrumptious today. I didn't have my hair in this like bun thing, but I must have looked pretty scrumptious this morning because I got a note on my car, which hasn't happened since like last year, but I got a note from a guy on my car, which is hilarious. I got honked at today. And then yeah, I did like hightail it out of there because I don't know, he was driving like this big black Cadillac and I got honked at, so I just looked back and I'm like, all right, let's get out of here. But then I got a note left on my car, so I'm like 37 years old almost, so that it just cracks me up a little bit. But today, that's not what I wanted to talk with you about. I wanted to talk to you about whether or not you have the patience to practice. Okay, so I just did a big kickoff for MaiTrainer.com. I'm just walking in the park. I did a big kickoff for MaiTrainer.com for my book, Change Your Mind, Change Yourself. And we did a 5-day live training. And I've seen a lot of people lately. I've been talking to a lot of people lately. And I'm getting all kinds of new ideas for new videos and things. But one thing that is sticking out to me is not just that so many people keep telling me that they can't, that they just can't. It doesn't matter what it is that they think they need to do. They're telling me they just can't. But what's sticking out to me is that I think that people are really lacking patience, and they're really lacking the willingness to practice. They're just really lacking the ability to practice patience, or even to just have the patience to practice. So both of those things together. So what I wanted to just kind of reiterate to you is that all of the lifestyle changes that I am hoping that you make, you're not going to be able to make. That's not true. You could make them all at once. And I was talking to a new client and telling them that it used to be back in 2004 and like 2005 and 2006 when I first came out on the scene, and I was a new trainer and I was working for other people, and I was working for, you know, bodybuilders, and they were my bosses. And it used to be that like if your boss, if my boss didn't see that my clients were getting results, then it would come back onto me, like maybe I'm not a good trainer, or maybe I'm not being strict enough, or maybe this or maybe that, and there was like this intensity around it where you really wanted to push that person to get the results like within the 8 to 12 weeks or whatever it was. But the reason I've shied so much away from like working for other people, and the reason I'm doing it on my own now, is that I just really don't believe in any of that. So I don't really believe that it's necessary or warranted for you to come in and just like totally jump into your whole new lifestyle. I really believe that it's better for you to be making 1 to 2 changes per week. And the reason I think it's better is because that's how athletes do it, right? So you'll see athletes prepare for 4 years sometimes for the Olympics, or even longer. They'll prepare for years to be able to execute a solid performance, right? And you guys saw me go to Colorado to do Olympic lifting, and learn how to do all that stuff and become a different kind of coach. That all started in 2015, and it's 2019 now. Okay? So when you sit across from me and you tell me like all this stuff that's wrong with you and all this stuff you need to change, and then you're looking at me as like this picture of having it all together, and like it's just impossible, and it's just feeling like impossible for you to be like me, well, probably is, right? And I'm not asking you to be like me. It probably is impossible. That's not nice. It would be possible. It would be possible, but it would take some practice, right? So I don't expect for you to sign up for wellness coaching with me for 6 weeks and then to just like have it all together, right? I don't know if you saw that bird swoop by. There's a bird just like swooped right by through the trees. I guess that's all I want to just kind of talk with you about, is that you, maybe the only difference between me and you is my ability to understand that when I decide to do something, it's going to take patience and practice and possibly years. Years. It might take you years. I'm so fired up about it because I sometimes take years to do something, to fully do it, right? And then I'll fail, and then you guys will see me try again and try again and try again. And that's what I expect out of you all. So if you have a weight loss goal or a fitness goal, like I've had this Olympic lifting goal I first wanted to do Olympic lifting in 2008 when I saw my coach, Matt Terry, and he was my boss, and I saw what he was doing, and I said, I want to do that, and I said, can you teach me? And he laughed. And at first I was like, well, what are you laughing about? And he was just like, sure, I can teach you, but it's going to take you years. But that's not what people want to hear. When it comes down to like weight loss, or when it comes down to your goals, you don't want to hear that it could take years. You don't want to hear that. You want to hear that it's going to take 6 weeks. It's going to be however much money, and then it's going to be done. And it's going to be checked off your list, and you're going to just be this new person. Maybe, right? But maybe not. Like maybe you're going to jump into your whole new life and change every single thing about your food and every single thing about your activity, and you're going to go balls to the wall, and you're going to do all that stuff, and then you're going to crash and burn. And then maybe you like are worse off in a few weeks, because that's what I hear all the time. I just heard it again this weekend from my new client. They went to a bodybuilder. No offense against bodybuilders. I respect their dedication, but that takes years, okay? So if you go to a trainer or me or whatever, and then you sign up for 12 weeks, and then you bust ass for 12 weeks, and then you're surprised when you just can't hang with it, you were set up to fail. Okay? And then what happens when you fail is that sometimes you end up worse off. Like maybe you gain more weight, or your body's all jacked up, your metabolism's crazy because you starved yourself. So what I want you to think about with me, please, is think about how long I've been doing this. 2004, 37 years old almost. I started this whole thing, like I started weight training when I was 14. I started distance running when I was 14. I started all this stuff a long ass time ago. So if you're trying to keep up with me, I wouldn't even try to do that. You guys. I wouldn't even try to keep up with me. I'm just an example of somebody that's crazy. I actually kind of tell people I'm crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that like for this whole time, for my whole life, that like my all day long, like Monday through Friday, I'm in a gym, right? And I told 4 people this weekend that sometimes I'm in 2 gyms a day. Sometimes I'm in 3 gyms a day. There's been days I'm in 4 gyms a day, and that is abnormal. It is abnormal for that to be the case. So when you're trying to get through your day, and you're trying to make breakfast for yourself before you go to work, and you're trying to make sure you have your lunch, and you're trying to get all your stuff done at work, like you have to remember, like if you're using me as an example, I haven't had to go through some of the stuff that you've had to go through, right? Because I took a different path. And we can't all take the same path, but I just knew that this was what I was going to do, was just to stay in people's face, encouraging them, because I got really locked into it when I was a teenager. I got locked into it when I was a teenager because other teammates of mine really encouraged me along the way, because I thought I couldn't do it. Okay? I thought I couldn't do it because it was too much. But what you do, and what coaches will do, good coaches, like what my coach did in high school for me and in college later on, is that high school what ran from freshman year to senior year, and you had 4 years to get ready, to get a scholarship, to get your life together, right? There was no like, you have to run super crazy fast by next month. I mean, maybe, yeah, like if you started your senior year, but like the idea is you start your freshman year, right? And then same thing for college. The idea is that you start off your freshman and sophomore year and you're learning all the things and you're practicing all the things so that by the time you're a senior, you can rock it. Okay? So that's how my brain works. That's how it works. Like, I already expect for things to take me a long time. And maybe I'm too slow for you. And that's okay. Maybe the quick thing is better. Maybe that's fine. Maybe you can hold on to that speed and everything. But if you can't, what I want you to realize is that my patience is high. I have a high level of patience. I have so much patience, I don't want to say I never give up, but I'm just like, it's hard for me to give up on what I think I'm supposed to be doing because I do have an incredible amount of patience. Okay? And I want it to be incredibly hard for you to give up on what it is you want to do. Okay? All right. So I'm going to be rambling a little bit more. That's all I really wanted to say. Practice, patience, practice, over and over. Have patience. Make sure you have a good coach, though. Make sure you're still making progress. Don't do that. I don't want to make it be like stay the course if you're not seeing progress, but understand that this instant manifestation, like, crap that's going all around, like you just think you can have whatever you want just because you click your fingers and you think it, maybe, and I've addressed this last year, but a lot of stuff does not work that way. A lot of stuff takes your continued effort and patience, and that's it, really. All right, I'm done. Practice patience. That's all. Wellness coaching. I'm going to put the links below. 6 weeks, $299 for 6 weeks. That's 30 minutes with me once a week, plus all the support that you need. And I'll put that in the comments, okay? Love you guys. Bye.